Camilla, 71, used her connections within the royal family to object to the plans, which will see the annex built 60 meters from her Grade 2 listed property. The Duchess of Cornwall had a bid to prevent fellow neighbour Phil Clayton from building a flat for his elderly mother, rejected for the third time by Wiltshire Council. The Duchess of Cornwall kept her Wiltshire home, Rey Mill House, after she married Prince Charles in 2005. She bought the property in 1986 for £850,000 following her divorce from Richard Parker Bowles, and is said to use it as a country retreat. In 2017, however, businessman Phil Clayton bought a nearby £675,000 property, where he initially focused on renovations to the main house. Mr Clayton submitted plans which included increasing the size of the bedrooms, lounge and dining room, and building a separate extension with a sunroom. The Duchess and other locals originally objected over flooding concerns, and the plans were withdrawn in March last year, with revised proposals submitted a month later. Camilla did not object to the revised application, and it was approved in July. But at the same time, Mr Clayton also submitted plans to demolish an outbuilding and build a granny flat for his mother. As a result, Camilla used her clout to object 3 times to his plans, via letters from the head of Charles's Highgrove estate written on HRH-headed notepaper to the council. But despite her objections, Wiltshire Council has now approved the plans for the flat in Reybridge, near Lacock. It comes after the pair also clashed last year over other huge renovations at his home, the Old Mill, which shares a private lane with the Duchess's county pile. An outraged Duchess turned to Prince Charles's Highgrove estate manager Charlie Craven, based 18 miles away and in a different county, to object on her behalf. In a letter to the council's planning team, he said, "I believe it will have a negative effect on the flow of water from the river during periods of flooding. The river has flooded numerous times. Anything that hinders or alters the natural flow of the river to the detriment of other properties is clearly unacceptable." Wiltshire Council initially rejected the plans in July, claiming they did not address the potential impact of flooding, and Mr Clayton resubmitted them a month later, with Camilla and other neighbours once again condemning the revised plans. Mr Craven repeated flooding concerns in another letter, and others also wrote to the council to object, forcing Mr Clayton to change his submitted plans. The determined businessman increased the size of the flat by 25% and turned the angle of the building by 90 degrees, which he said would reduce the risk of flooding. The head of Charles's Highgrove estate objected once more and said in a letter he was encouraged by some changes but perplexed over the size increase. Outlining the granny flat decision, council officer Alistair Cunningham said, "This distance 60 meters combined with the simple design of the outbuilding means it is not considered that there would be any harm to the setting of Rey Mill House from the proposals."